Hey guys, Michael from Copper vs Glass. Sorry for being away for so long, but I've actually moved and in the process picked up myself a brand new daily driver, the OnePlus 2. So this is a revisit of the device to see if it's something still worth picking up. So let's take a look. So looking around the device, you've got some really nice chamfered edges, and I like the fact that the glass is completely separate and away from the metal frame. On the top of the device you are going to find the 3.5mm headphone jack, a microphone, and also the alert slider, which came in more handy than I actually thought it would, and I'll touch on that further on in the video. On the left hand side of the device you are going to find the power button and also the volume up and down rocker. Now I would maybe like the power button to have a bit of texture to it, as sometimes it can be a bit complicated as to which button you're actually pressing. Now on the bottom of the device you are going to find the microphone, the USB Type-C connector, and also the speaker. Now unfortunately they aren't stereo speakers, it is just the right hand side, but they still sound extremely nice. And to round everything off, we're going to have the 13MP camera around back. In terms of the internals of the device, you are going to have the Snapdragon 810 processor with the Adreno 430 GPU for graphics performance. Now the version that I've got here is the 64GB Sandstone Black, which comes with 4GB of RAM. Now you can also get a 16GB version, however it's not available just now on the OnePlus website, but that one only comes with 3GB of RAM. Now the OnePlus 2 doesn't strictly run stock Android, as it has Oxygen OS on top, and at the moment it's on version 2.2.0. Now this brings with it some awesome customization like a dark theme throughout the OS, as you can see here, and you can also change the accent colour between around 9 different colours to just give it a little bit more of a personal touch. However, you can just have the standard stock Android white look that you can get on Nexus devices. Some other cool things are quick launches for the camera with a double tap of the home button, which gets you straight into the camera application, which we'll look at in more detail in just a second, to easily take photos and then you're done, which is a really awesome feature to have, much like on the Galaxy S6 and 7. Now you do also have this alert slider on the side here, which I didn't think would come in very handy, but I was completely wrong. This is one of the most useful things about the OnePlus 2 and also one of the most unique things, as it allows you to quickly silence alarms, notifications and things just with the flick of a switch, much like you can do on the iPhone, which is something I've always wanted on Android. You also have a built-in audio tuner with preset EQs for music, movie and also gaming. However, these are fully customizable, which is a really awesome feature to have that you don't get in a lot of flagship devices these days, and just allows you to customize the sound that little bit more. And the last cool feature is customizable buttons. You can have on-screen buttons like you get on a Nexus device, or you can use the capacitive ones on either side of the home button. However, the backlight isn't necessarily that bright, so I just keep it off as I know what the buttons do anyway. You can also customize each button as well with a long press or a double press, like for instance a double press of the home button for the camera as I showed you earlier. Speaking of the camera, the OnePlus 2 has a 13MP f2.0 optically image stabilized camera on the back with dual LED and also laser autofocus, and it's capable of shooting up to 4K video, which is really awesome. Now there are also some slow motion videos, and the front facing camera is 5MP with a maximum 1080p video of 30 frames per second, and as you can see here the photos themselves are extremely nice. Now obviously OnePlus tags the OnePlus 2 as a flagship killer, and in terms of the camera I wouldn't necessarily say that it's better than something like a Galaxy S6 or the brand new S7, but it is an extremely nice camera, and coming from something like the Note 3 which I was using beforehand and even the iPhone 6, this has an extremely nice camera. It's really good in terms of the colour balance and the white balance, and the HDR mode is really awesome as well. And one thing that I would say is it's also really fast to take photos. Now this wasn't necessarily the case when the OnePlus 2 first came out, but due to some updates to Oxygen OS, it has improved vastly and is now a really nice camera, and I can rely on it a lot better than some of the other cameras that I've been using previously, and the camera itself is really nice to actually use, and the interface is really awesome as well. So is the OnePlus 2 still worth picking up? Now don't get me wrong, the specs are maybe a little bit dated as of now, with most devices like the LG G5 and Galaxy S7 and the S7 Edge having Quad HD displays, whereas this one's only coming in at a 1080p display with 401 pixels per inch, but it's still a really nice display. The internals themselves as well may be a processor behind what we've got out now, but comparing it to something like the Nexus 6P or the Samsung Galaxy S6, it can definitely hold its own, and is an extremely nice device. Now also you got to take into account the price of the device. It's only £250 here in the UK, which is an absolute bargain as well. Now if you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up down below, and if you've got any questions or comments, be sure to leave them in the comment section down below or on Twitter at Copper vs Glass. And for more great content, don't forget to subscribe. I'm all moved in now, everything's all set up, so I'm going to be bringing you guys a lot of new content. Thanks very much for watching, and I will catch you guys in the next video.